Thought a grown man, I think, pretending to be a 20-year-old schoolgirl murked the body and threw its soul off a cliff. I don't think any of these words are in the Bible, actually. Not again. Why does this keep happening? The field's a mess. At this rate, I won't be able to deliver the flowers on time. What am I supposed to tell my customers? What happened? Look at this. The whole field's wrecked. These flowers were coming in beautifully, and now they're ruined. All because of that menace. Me? That's inhuman. I know, right? Well, not human at all, actually. It's a forest boar. For some reason, it keeps coming down here lately, nibbling the flowers and then flopping around in the middle of the field. And it's slippery. The moment anyone hears it and heads over, it takes off. Just now, it nearly barreled into an elderly man passing by. It's outrageous. This fellow's a real bore, I tell you. Oh, wait, hold on. Aren't you the honorary knight? The hero who saved Mondstadt? Then please, I really need your help. Alright, I'll chase it off. That's such a relief. I think it headed toward the valley. It's a clever beastie. You might have to lure it out with flowers. Though, well, you can see what's left of mine. Maybe grab a few windrest flowers along the way and use them as bait. Would serve it right to get fooled for once. Look at all these petals. Maybe that troublemaking forest boar ran off this way. Jesus. The forest boar that rolled all over the flowers probably hasn't scampered too far. Right, the lady by the flower field said we could lure the forest boar with wind rest flowers. Oh my god. Oh, for a split second, I misunderstood the quest description and thought I needed to wait a real day. Oh my god. Oh, it really came out. It must really love windrest flowers, huh? You can like them as much as you want, but ruining the flower field is not okay. I didn't get to see what the rest of that said. Is this a... Is this a local legend? It must be, right? What? Oh, okay, that works. Oh wait, no other spots I can put them? Okay. Holy shit, this thing is tanky. What the fuck? Okay, well, I'm running away. Can I... No? Oh! Okay. Run towards those. I mean, I feel like this damage is kind of negligible, but may as well, I guess. Ow. Ow. Good night, sweet prince. Okay. Jesus. Yay! Oh! The fuck? Let's hurry back and let the flower field lady know it's all taken care of. That big troublemaker's finally gone. Oh, you're back. How did it go? We chased it off. Ah, thank you so much. Here, this is for your trouble. Work deserves payment after all. Now I can finally get the flower field back in order. Let's just hope no more inhuman visitors show up again. Looks like quite the crowd over there. Paimon wonders what they're talking about. You wouldn't know, old elf. The knights have already been there more times than I can count. Well, I've been in Snezhnaya lately. Cunty eyeliner. This is actually the first I've heard that the knights have all been to the lighthouse. So what happened? What do you think? The alarm in the old lighthouse still flickers from time to time. At first, Winslow would shout, "The Abyss! It's the Abyss!" The knights took him seriously and went in fully armed, only to find there wasn't a single trace of the Abyss. After running back and forth like that a few times, they were completely worn out. Oh, is this maybe like PTSD from the Wild Hunt? If you ask me, it's just the old alarm mechanisms beneath the lighthouse wearing down. But, well, there have been some rumours lately. Oh goodness, and what kind of rumours could that be? Rumours that the ghosts of knights fallen in battle long ago are the ones still seen wandering there. Ghosts? Whoa, you two. Don't yell when you're talking about scary things. You guys are even scarier than ghosts. Sorry, Paimon didn't mean to. It's alright, it's alright. Conversations are always livelier with more people. And you are... You introduce yourselves to the group at the table. Harley and Paimon. Oh, I see. By the way, how is Winslow doing these days? He was terrified by the light from the alarm. Living in the old lighthouse with mechanisms going off all the time would drive anyone crazy. I've heard he's been acting a little crazy lately. Then again, you could say that's his well-deserved punishment. Why do you even care about him? Well, we can't just leave the alarm mechanism as it is. As a matter of fact, I live near the old lighthouse. And besides, there might be something else down there. I won't be able to rest easy until we go and check it out. We can't just leave poor old Winslow stuck there either, right? You want to help Winslow? Just so we're clear, the area below used to be an ancient battlefield. I'm not risking my life down there. Besides, even the Knights of Avonius have checked it out, and the problem still hasn't been solved. That means we'll need someone even more reliable than the Knights. Say, a great hero who saved Mondstadt in the past or something? For example, why did I read that as for or something? And where exactly could anyone find a hero like that? Oh no, they're coming for our heads. Well, you do happen to be here, and you know what they say. There is no greater beauty to be found in this world than that of verse and chance. To be honest, even if you're not here, I was planning to investigate on my own anyway. Brave heroes, forgive my bluntness, but might you possibly entertain my humble request for help? But there are those annoying ghosts. But some stories say ghosts linger only to guard treasures hidden deep in the mountains. Ooh, treasure! Paimon takes the bait so easily. It's not about the treasure, Harley. That person living in the old lighthouse sounds really miserable. Okay. I knew you two wouldn't refuse. Even if there were no treasure at all, I'd still be more than happy to offer some compensation for this adventure. In fact, I should make some preparations myself. Harley, how about we meet later at the foot of the old lighthouse? This sounds like too much trouble. I'm staying out of it. I've had too much to drink and need to lie down. Go home and get some proper rest, Leonard. Best of luck to you all. And Odolph, even with Harley around, don't do anything reckless. Of course. This is strange. Odolph is being unusually eager this time. Wasn't there some bad blood between him and Winslow? When I heard about Winslow, I expected at least a few sarcastic remarks from him. Odolph! Oh, it's you. You have arrived even sooner than I expected. You still need more time to prepare? No, everything that needed doing is already done. What I said just now wasn't a complaint. It was a compliment. Punctuality is rare. Most only keep others waiting. Sometimes arriving early is a virtue in itself. Take a look. This is the kind of mechanism that's been sounding the alarm. It activates because... There's a ghost! Right here, right now! Oh my, looks like there's a ghost among the three of us then. I can assure you I'm a living person. I was drinking beer just now. I'm a living person too. So the ghost is Paimon. That's not right. It would appear that there are no ghosts among us. Amogus. In that case, the alarm probably wasn't triggered by a ghost. I think it could be the abnormal airflow. Old-fashioned mechanisms like this tend to grow overly sensitive. Even the slightest movement can set them off. Odolph knows so much about this mechanism. Well, I am a local. It's only natural that locals know a few secrets outsiders don't. Alarm mechanisms are considered local customs now? If an alarm mechanism has been around for a long time, it eventually becomes part of local customs and traditions. Just like the windmills in Mondstadt. Sure. Anyway, that's not the point. The mechanism itself is just overly sensitive. The real issue is the wind that shouldn't be blowing out from the underground ruins. Wind coming up from underground? That does sound unsettling when I put it that way. In any case, we won't know the exact cause until we go down there. But the door is closed right now. These doors are all connected to the alarm. Since the alarm is malfunctioning, the doors are broken too. Or perhaps Winslow did something. I heard he shut every door he could, trying to block out whatever it was. In the end, he just locked out the kind-hearted people like us. No clue what the fuck is going on here, but it's sus. The only thing that can keep out all evils is an open heart and a clear conscience. But no matter, I know another route, only us locals know. Let's head down that way. As expected, Winslow doesn't know about this path. He hasn't noticed yet. He didn't even bother closing the door here. Let's head inside and take a look. Cool. I love underground ruins. Ooh. What the fuck? Oh, hello. No! Don't come any closer! Don't come closer! Stop flashing! Oh dear, Winslow. Who's there? I locked all the doors. How did you get in here? Ghosts. But please, I apologize. Don't come any closer. Whoa, that looks really bad. He's barely making any sense. The white ghost is here. With a loud scream, the man named Winslow nearly faints on the spot. After Odolph's comforting words, he finally calms down and regains some of his senses. Feeling better, Winslow? Better? What do you mean better? Odolph, what are you doing here? You came to laugh at me, didn't you? And you even brought that white thing with you, just to scare me. You locals, all of you, you've always pushed me away. You're jealous that I live here. You people. Calm down, Winslow. We're here to help you. We've always been helping you. When you were shouting about moving those damp, horrible, troublesome things from down below out to the fields beyond the port, we were the ones who stepped in and tried to stop you. Back then, I told you, there will be consequences, Winslow. It hurts me to see you like this. And then, just these past few days, I returned from Snezhnaya and heard that you were being tormented by some ghosts, so I immediately brought Harley and Paimon here. They can solve this problem. We've always been trying to help you, Winslow. Who knows? Who knows if you're doing this on purpose? Even if you don't trust me, you should at least trust Harley. She is an honorary knight of the Knights of Favonius. That's enough, Winslow. Staying here isn't doing any favours for your sanity. Look at this poor fellow. Harley, Paimon, I'll take him up above to get some fresh air. We'll leave the ruins to you. If we fail, then we'll become one of them too. Seriously, there you go, saying creepy things again. Stop scaring people like that. I doubt whatever's down there is that dangerous. Well then, best of luck getting everything sorted out. Yeah, we definitely will. Odolph leads the unsteady, pale Winslow away from the ruins beneath the lighthouse. Feels like Odolph has set us up, but... Odolph did say that some of these doors are connected to the alarm mechanisms. Let's try blocking the wind first. Ooh, the wind has really stopped, and that alarm isn't flashing anymore. The door's open too. The alarm mechanism here is flashing non-stop. No, Carly, could that be the main control switch? Wait, I just realized what this quest is called. Winds Beneath the Tower of Silence. That's suspicious. Oh, be careful. Yep, okay. I don't know why I expected. Oh. Many a grave. There's something coming out of there. It's just slimes. What's going on? So many tombstones here. Could those strange winds really be caused by ghosts? I doubt that's the case. Eroded tombstone. Looks like this is a grave from a long time ago. The inscription on the tombstone is no longer legible. However, you can see that the grave has been tended to quite recently. And the wind here is blowing real hard too. If we open the door, that would block the wind like before, isn't that right? Nice. Isn't the alarm mechanism here flashing a little too quickly? Mayhaps. Yeah, it's giving epilepsy. Ah, cool. That works. There's going to be a boss fight here, isn't there? I fear. That alarm was flashing so fast earlier. Paimon really thought there's something dangerous. But now it looks like there's nothing at all. No abyss monsters, no ghosts either. It almost feels a little lonely. Loneliness is the most frightening thing of all. Oh, is it? Paimon doesn't understand at all. But where did that strong wind just now come from? Wait, it's coming from above. Eye of the storm. Something just fell from above. Eek! Turns out it's the Eye of the Storm. Unheralded storm emitter. This is the ghost. Now we don't have that strange wind blowing anymore. The alarm problem should be licked as well. Let's go back and look for Odolph and Winslow. Odolph, we're back. How's it going? Any more problems with the alarm? No, it stopped flashing. Goodness, that was fast. You two really solved the problem in no time. Yeah, so about that wind earlier. The wind. It must be the cries of fallen knights who refuse to leave this place. The flashing of the alarm was only meant to alert us. I feel like he let loose the Eye of the Storm there and then told the ghost stories to scare this guy. Eh? Wait, the ghosts are actually... The ghosts never meant to harm you, Winslow. They were only upset by the idea of being driven away. Really? They were heroes who gave up their lives fighting the abyss here. How could they ever wish you harm? It's all thanks to Harley and Paimon. They are honorary knights of the Knights of Favonius and also top tier ghost negotiation experts. Well, that title does sound kind of cool. That loud crash just now. It sounded like the floor split apart. You two weren't hurt, were you? Not a scratch. That's a relief. I was just a little worried just now. As for that noise, it was actually... Well, it was Harley and Paimon negotiating with the ghosts of the Knights of Favonius through a form of super spiritual arm wrestling. Locals all know about it. It's a perilous method to appease the angry ghosts indeed. Super spiritual arm wrestling? Really? It was just a normal cave-in. Such sheer power. Bringing down ancient ruins during an arm wrestling match with a ghost? Just another day in the life of the master negotiator, Harley. In any case, after the negotiation, the ghost's anger should have settled. Then they won't come out to cause trouble anymore. No, I mean, they won't come out and mess with the alarm again, right? It's hard to say, Winslow. It depends on how you behave. Damn, what the fuck, man? I've been on my best behavior these past few days. I cleared the weeds around the heroes' graves and carefully cleaned their tombstones. Goodness, well done, Winslow. Harley's negotiation went smoothly, and your efforts helped too. If you could stay this way forever, the spirits of the fallen would surely rest easy in their graves. Damn, so he's trying to scare him into being a good person? That's fucked up. After all, if they can rest in peace, why would they bother coming back to stir up trouble? Relax, Winslow. You see, things always work out in the end. And if the alarm malfunctions again, we can always ask Harley to come negotiate on your behalf. You're right, Odolph. My thanks to you as well. Alright then, as for Harley and Paimon, thank you for what you've done for us. Please take this. This is the thing I mentioned preparing earlier. I knew you would be able to resolve this. Oh, it's really a reward. Paimon thought you were preparing some kind of adventuring gear. I know my limits. I can handle business well enough, but adventuring is not my strength. Alright, my friends. Come by the tavern again sometime. Next time, we can chat about something a little more interesting. They're finally gone. Phew! All those alarms. About the gravestones. They take up a lot of space. I used to think about moving them. I mean, this is where I live now. It's my place, right? Thinking back, I see how selfish I was being. So I clean them every day now. They haven't acted up since. Sometimes I find myself wondering, if the Abyss really does come one day, maybe they'll see how hard I've been keeping things clean and look out for me a bit. I mean, it's not impossible, right? How have you been lately? Couldn't be better. No more warning lights flashing in the middle of the night, so the lighthouse walls aren't constantly flickering anymore. I can finally sleep through the night. Odolph! Hey Paimon and Harley, thanks again for your help. At least Winslow will stop harping on about moving the graves of those knights who fought the Abyss. Speaking of which, Paimon thought it was strange. Those winds were created by the Eye of the Storm, yet you told Winslow it was the ghost of the Knights of Avonius. The ghost was none other than you, Odolph. Huh? Are you sure? But he just took a sip of beer. Can ghosts drink beer? This ghost, you see, is quite distinct from what you're referring to. Dear, oh dear, I thought I had hidden it pretty well. Wait, does that mean there were never any ghosts to begin with, and this was all Odolph's tricks? Upon my word, the word trick has never been used with such remarkable precision. I adjusted the mechanism and added a lure that attracts elemental creatures. At first, I only meant to scare Winslow a little. If it had just drawn in a few Animo slimes, they would have wandered off on their own after a few days. Then business in Snezhnaya came up, so I assumed the whole thing would blow over by the time I returned. Instead, it attracted an Eye of the Storm. Yeah, that made things far more complicated. I just didn't want him to move those graves. I never meant for him to end up like that. So, I thanked Barbatos for his divine intervention when you two arrived. Huh, but if we never came... Then I would try to drive the Eye of the Storm away myself, or tell the Knights of Avonius the truth. But if Winslow found out the truth, he'll probably explode, maybe even smash the tombstones. That's just how he's been all these years. You really helped me a lot, Harley and Paimon. On behalf of the Knights of Avonius who gave their lives here fighting the Abyss, I thank you. Well, something feels a little weird, but judging by the results, we did something good. Yes, if there is anyone to blame, let it be me. The only thing that can keep out all evils is an open heart and a clear conscience. In the end, I could not live up to that myself. Knowing better and actually doing better are two very different things, you know. But hey, I'm reflecting on it. If the Animo Archon is watching, please just let me off the hook this once. Beer still tastes best in Mondstadt. The stuff in Snezhnaya just isn't the same. How was it over there? Cold. Freezing to death kind of cold. On routes where there are no railways, you'd have to hire locals or fae to be your guide. I'm kind of jealous, actually. Some of those fae are all fluffy and cozy. They don't have to bundle up like the rest of us. About Winslow. I'll be honest, we locals never really liked him. Not so much that we hated him either, though. As for the knights, well, that's different. I dreamed of joining them when I was young, but I ended up taking over my dad's stall at the guild, and that was that. The knights who fought the abyss and fell in those ruins, they were heroes, and heroes deserve better than that. I won't deny it, it did feel pretty good seeing him get scared stiff by the ghosts, but that's still not how anyone should be living. Recently, though, he's been easier to talk to. Comes to us now and then to discuss things. Not how I thought it'd go, but I guess it's a happy accident. That's not clever enough. Now, how did he carry out the crime? Carry out the crime? Please don't misunderstand me, my friend. I'm thinking through the culprit's method for my next novel. To me, motive and interpersonal drama are important, of course, but they'll never outweigh the credibility of the method itself. For example, say the core trick is this. There are only 7 victims, yet the killer creates the illusion that 8 people have died, misleading everyone into believing the culprit is among the dead. Now imagine telling the reader at the very end, oh, actually, the killer is an incredibly powerful mage who brought a statue to life to fake the 8th corpse. Or maybe the killer can observe other worlds and casually pull the body over from another reality. Why does this feel lore-y? The readers will come and beat you up, won't they? Right, which is why the method needs to be thought through again and again. A few days ago, I actually came up with the perfect crime while I was drinking under the windmill, looking for inspiration. Unfortunately, I was too drunk. I only managed to scrawl out a few words on a scrap of paper. By the time I sobered up, it was gone. All I remember now is the chirping of birds above my head. Was it a dream? Or was it real? Inside the nest lies scattered scraps of paper with what looks like broken lines of handwriting. Did they tear up all this paper for nesting material? There's writing on it too. Maybe we should piece it together and see what it says? Guess we'll have to do it ourselves. Come on, aren't you at least a little curious? What if it's a treasure map? After Paimon's repeated prodding, the scraps are finally assembled. Alright, moment of truth. This is... a floor of fragrances and secret sanctums. I've heard of a species of flower in Liyue known as the glaze lily, which blooms only at night. All I need is to find some toxic gas that can be sealed into the flower buds. That way, all shall seem well by day, while the poison strikes unseen by night. I really am a genius. This is what happened in Emily's story quest. Wait, no way. Is this some kind of crime plan? What kind of criminal mastermind loses their plan to a bird? Hey, that kind of thing happens in novels all the time. A perfectly foolproof plan that falls apart because of the one thing nobody expected. Let's check the nearby tavern and see if anyone's heard rumors about someone planning a crime lately. The guy who talks to himself all the time, didn't he keep going on about some sort of crime method before? Oh, hi Lowen. Hi, Honorary Knight. What wind blew you in today? I found it in a bird's nest. Oh, let me see. The concept's not bad. I'd give the creativity a 6 out of 10. As for practicality, maybe a 4. Is this a crime plan? Funny enough, I came over from the base because I heard rumors that someone around here was plotting some strange master plan. But after reading this note, I think I understand how those rumors got started. I'll hand this over to the knights just in case. And if you're free later, stop by my base. You might catch something worth watching. The method. Ugh, why can't I remember it? I'll leave you to it. Come on, brain, work with me.
Should I choose?
Tonight, I swear, it's just a plot point for a novel. It wasn't a master plan for a crime or anything. I understand, Mr. Uchida. I hear you loud and clear. No need to get so worked up. Why don't you have some tea and calm down first? According to intel from a key informant, your manuscript really doesn't look like a master plan for a crime. After all, it would be extremely impractical to pull off. Excuse me? What do you mean impractical? If you're so brilliant, tell me what's wrong. Too many conditions, and the steps are far too convoluted. You'd need a poison that fits your exact needs, not to mention a building that matches your specific requirements. I love that this happened in Emily's story quest. One tiny slip at any stage and the whole thing will be exposed instantly, won't it? Not to mention, the setup is so convoluted that it's a chore just understanding it all. And now that you mention it, you do have a point. In that case, how should I improve this? I suppose I do dabble in medicine from time to time. How about we try a bit of this, and then a little of that? Oh, honestly, Sir Knight, this job is beneath you. You're far too brilliant. A note is scrawled in deep black ink. The handwriting looks rather childish, even though it looks like the writer has taken the effort to write in cursive. The final exclamation points are so aggressive they have actually pierced through the paper. To all citizens of Mondstadt who have been blinded by false fairy tales, come to your senses, Mondstadt. This is no time to idle in your warm beds, basking in the protection of the Animo God. I hereby report, under my real name, a certain witch codenamed A, to expose the heinous and hideous reality hidden beneath her beautiful mask. Interesting. Based on my real personal experience, skipping the 10,000 words of trauma, not only is this witch an overgrown toddler, she is also an intellectual bully and a malicious thrill seeker who takes pleasure in bullying underage individuals. Wait, is this what's her face? The new character? She's an expert at weaponizing her so-called life experience to launch top-down strikes against saplings in their formative years. She has even resorted to the heinous act of abducting a vital soul companion. No, not just an ordinary pet, a truly noble soul. Should any one of you enlightened folks have a lead on said witch's characteristics exceedingly Should any one of you enlightened folks have a lead on said witch's characteristics, exceedingly self-centered, likes to make gifts of bombs, wears giant holy hats, whereabouts, please get in touch ASAP. I will be at my stakeout location nearby. Your compensation, a tiny sliver of truth in this cold, hard world. Signed, the witch hunter on a quest to recover both their dignity and companion. Hey there, kiddo. Please refrain from using black ink like this in public. It looks like you've written a curse, and it's also a real pain to scrub off. Also, if you've lost your pet dog, go file a case with Master Jean. The person you're describing sounds a bit like Auntie Alice. I think I know who you are. By the way, Miss Sarah from Good Hunter has a message for you. She said to stop camping out at her table all afternoon when you've ordered only one drink. You're really clogging up the line. Since you're planning to take on that great monstrous overlord, would you like to come over to the Knight's headquarters for a chat with me? I could probably hook you up with a special permit for cavalry combat to support the cause. What is happening? Tear it down. Written in glaring glow-in-the-dark ink, the notice is rather unfriendly to the eyes. Residents of Mondstadt, watch out! This neighbourhood is home to an astrologist who prides themselves on a life of lofty poverty, while actually being the most dangerous individual lurking in Mondstadt. But Amona doesn't live here anymore. Huh? Is this about me? There must be a mistake. This is my family home, and I'm rarely even here. Oh yeah, okay, so this is Mona. So you've finally shown yourself. B, ally to the infamous A? Or perhaps I should address you by your proper title, Old Hag Magistus. I've consulted Alice's old manuscripts, though only half a page remains. It says that many years ago, a great astrologist engaged her in an earth-shattering magical duel at the very edge of Teyvat. Oh. Who are you calling an old hag? Magistus is a title, a legacy passed down through generations. The astrologist Alice dueled was my master, and she's the real old hag, not me. Stop making excuses. The real reason you're living in poverty is that you're blowing all your mora on pricey alchemical materials for that forbidden age reversal magic of yours. This reminds me of Herta. Are you locking yourself away all day because the sunlight would expose how truly decrepit you are? Quit hiding, you old hag. Step out and answer for your crimes. And while you're at it, you can tear off that painted face of yours too. I know that you're actually several hundred years old. I am still young, mind you. This is natural collagen, not some dark sorcery. I am poor because I just brought myself the newest astrolabe, and I've told you 1,000 times, I don't live here. Of course I'm not coming out. I speak for the enlightened few, and this is your last warning. Identify your associates, B. Stop hiding. I know for a fact that you're home. Whatever. Why should I even bother explaining myself to a brat who doodles with a glow-in-the-dark pen? Miss Mona, we have received your report. The child who was yelling about the filth of the adult world while attempting to pick the lock has been picked up by Mr. Albedo. You may deal with this notice as you see fit. Furthermore, we regret to inform you that the Knights of Favonius are unable to reimburse you for expenses incurred from removing the fluorescent pigment. There's another one here. You know, there's an arrow next to every bomb. Paimon wonders what it means. Oh wait, points up this way. Just how many of these doodles are there? Oh look, there's some teeny tiny text on the side that says bomb defused.
The scent of flowers?
Oh.
What is that pleasant aroma? Perfume?
Not this. What would she like? This is such a hard choice. What's troubling you? Ah, well, my assignment away from home is almost over, and our wedding anniversary is coming up. But I still haven't picked out a gift for my wife. I'm worried she won't like what I choose and will force a smile anyway. Or worse, what if she accepts it coldly and then takes it as a sign that I never cared to understand her taste at all? That's why I can't afford to be careless about this. I need to choose something I know that she'll love for sure. About fragrances. It's all thanks to Miss Lillian's carefully cultivated flowers. Without fine ingredients, even a skilled perfumer can't create a truly refined fragrance. Miss Lillian is quite a talented perfumer herself. She always knows how to balance each layer of scent, bringing different aromas together beautifully. Anyway, if you ever come across flowers with a scent you really like, you can bring them to me. I can turn them into a fragrance. Being surrounded by a scent like that can really lift your mood. That floral fragrance. The layers are well defined and the finish lingers beautifully. You've got a good sense for these things, it seems. The accuracy still isn't where it needs to be. We're going to need some time before we can call it a day with the improvements. Would you like to try this perfume? Oh, that's so sudden. I didn't expect you to give me a gift. Thank you so much. But I have nothing to give you in return. Let's see. Please take this work meal then. Ah, excuse me. You, the golden-haired adventurer. Please wait a moment. Do you need our help? Oh no, it's nothing like that. I just wanted to ask if you happen to have a collection of poems about love. Look, I'm an incredible bard. Maybe the most incredible in all of Mondstadt, after Lord Barbatos himself. Seriously, I'm amazing. But there's Linus. Linus? That pesky bard never seems to admit I'm better. He shows up all the time, reciting poems at me non-stop. No matter how you look at it, he's obviously trying to one-up me. I think he likes you, ma'am. And the worst thing, every single poem is about love and romance, things I've never even touched. This is an ace. So I'm taking matters into my own hands. I'm going to write a love poem so epic that Mondstadt will never forget it. That'll teach him what real talent is. Of course, since I've been dedicating all my time to the pursuit of truly great art, I haven't had a chance to experience love myself. So if you happen to have a poetry collection about love, please sell it to me. I just need to flip through them for a bit. Once I do, inspiration will start pouring in. With talent like mine, that's practically inevitable. The fragrance you're wearing, it's truly unique. The balance of each scent is handled masterfully, like a beautiful symphony. Are you a bard? Yes. Is there any song you'd like to hear? Do you have any songs about flowers? Whether it's the lilacs of the early spring wastelands, hope slumbering beneath the frozen soil, or the summer blooms dancing in the warm breeze, flowers have always been timeless muses. Let me pick one. When radiant May comes with the lavish gifts she brings, joy to hearts, dispelling every woe, behold, spring returns where feathered choirs sing, and flowers in meadows flying aglow. When drowsy insects from their slumber rise, and birds in concert sing a joyful tune, the woods and peaks resound with happy cries, a verdant bliss beneath the sun and moon. Yet I remember winter's icy hand, and silent now, my song falls back to slumber. Do you have any songs about spring? There are many songs of spring. Even in the heart of winter, a traveller's longing waits for the carriage that carries them, swaying toward the warmth of spring. Let me choose one. The flock has fled the meadow's gentle green, yet blooms shall soon grace the verdant scene. When spring reveals her colours bright and fair, the land shall shine as paradise laid bare. In gardens bright the daffodils shine, in ordered rows their golden heads sway. Perhaps the kindest hearts among us will know they're waiting for someone to come their way. I'd like to hear your favourite song, please. My favourite song? I suppose it would be a poem about love. Sunsets and books of verse, the scent of salt and lemon on a midsummer breeze. Pity that Miss Elsie can't even grasp metaphors like that. I shall no longer sing as she has sung, if quiet peace may answer my plea, if kind solace can from any soul be wrung. This is my grief, which knows no earthly end. Day by day I keep my silence bound. Ah, let me linger in your lovely gaze. One glance of love, a fleeting moment's grace, frees me from these mortal chains. Quite a unique scent. Is it the fragrance of a flower? These flowers are, aside from the ones commonly found in Munchstadt, some are new varieties carefully cultivated by Miss Lillian. Because they're unique to Millhaven, even Miss Flora from Munchstadt sometimes comes here to buy them. Speaking of which, I really should send her some more for the next Windbloom Festival. Anyway, having a few flowers around the house really lifts the mood. I'm sure their beautiful colours and rich fragrance will help you feel a bit more relaxed. The colour of this flower. Will Miss Irmgard really like it? Are you picking out a gift? Yeah, I'm looking for a gift worthy of Miss Irmgard. I'm fully aware that with the savings of an ordinary sailor, even the most precious jewellery I could afford would probably look like nothing more than a common trinket to her. But I can't help but feel that she'll be able to tell that my heart's in it, as long as I don't mess it up. Is something bothering you? It's Miss Irmgard's father, Mr. Lindemann, of course. Just hearing his name makes me nervous. Even though Miss Irmgard has been giving me the courage I need, how could a poor kid like me possibly pass muster with the Dornman's Haven patriarch? I don't want her to break with her family because of me. Climb the hill, climb the hill. Well, there's no sanatorium to be found, even if you do. About the sanatorium on the mountain. It was torn down long ago. Ghost stories or not, there's no treasure up there. You should go home now. I lived there for 7 years. The air was so cold that it could freeze even time and wind. 7 years passed like 7 days, gone in the blink of an eye. But we all have to go down the mountain. Even one pushed by the wind still moves forward. There's nothing left to see. Nothing left to find. If you go up there and end up disappointed staring at ruins, don't blame this old man for not warning you. Snezhnaya and firewater, only the finest. Firewater? Yeah, I just got back from a business trip to Snezhnaya and brought in a whole batch of the good stuff. It's got a strong kick, bold and fiery, but there's this nice hint of citrus and honey underneath. Even if you're not much of a drinker, it makes a great gift for friends. Not to mention their top quality stuff, all crafted by the Fae in Novokoteshgrad. What do you think? Want to give it a try? Ah, that familiar fragrance. Makes me nostalgic. I remember a similar scent from my younger days. A similar scent? Yeah, long ago now. When I was young, I once met a girl from Snezhnaya. The fragrance she wore was a little like yours. Back then, we had faith that... No, never mind. Our faith, for the most part, is a meaningless thing anyway. She came from an ancient noble bloodline, you see. In the end, there was simply no way for us to be together. A pearl upon the ocean floor does not wander with the fish of the sea. Such is the way of the world. Guess old age makes one prone to rambling. Sorry to have bothered you. Have you seen Uncle Draft's pigeon by any chance? Not these fucking pigeons, bro. Pigeon? Yeah, it's supposed to bring a letter from him. I wrote to him earlier, asking whether I should try adventuring in Natlan. He should have replied by now, but I still haven't heard back. Maybe that's a hint? Maybe Uncle Draft was trying to say that even pigeons can go missing on the way, so there's no hope for a young, inexperienced person like myself. No, I think he's just drunk. If this helps. Soon, If he comes, I'm saved. Who? I'm waiting for Estragon. He said he'd come by to pick up the goods, but he hasn't shown up yet. I've lost track of how late he is. If he doesn't come, I'll just have to wait here. There's nothing else I can do. Is he the buyer for your goods? Yes, we agreed to meet here, but he still hasn't shown up. I don't dare leave the goods behind to look for him, so all I can do is wait. I've been waiting here day after day. If he shows up, I'll finally be saved. I'm about to hang myself while waiting. Sir? Maybe don't do that. Just a suggestion. Jeez, when will he get here? Are you waiting for someone? Yes. Dmitriev. I'm waiting for him to come pick up the goods. He's like further down the road. It feels as though I've been waiting here for a lifetime, and yet I don't dare leave this spot to find him. Perhaps he's just run into some trouble along the way. Maybe I should be more patient. He should be here soon. Did you arrange to meet here? Of course, just like always. He told me he would come and asked me to wait here. I promised him I would wait here too, so I'll just wait for him, just like always. There are two completely different spots, bro. Sir? I didn't expect to see such a perfect jumping platform here. Exactly. As a Metzli warrior, you should hone your martial arts skills constantly, just like Tupac, Kochanina, and Yuanuku did, even if you're recovering from injuries. But wait, sir, let's just stay calm and let's talk this through. If you jump from this height, even a professional diver from Fontaine would definitely get injured. Huh? Fontaine? That's right. That's where the great hero Yuanuku's lover was originally from. He chose to plunge into the sea only for reunion with his beloved, much as I've decided to. Oh my god. Throw yourself into the sea? No way, I'm not letting you do this. Exactly. Miss, don't underestimate the swimming skills of us Metzli. Wait, hey, don't pull me. Where should I start? What are you doing? Ah! Nothing. I'm just an ordinary passerby, checking my goods in a perfectly ordinary way. Whew, I thought you were a knight of Favonius on patrol. Sir? I have to remember to grab some carrots later. Sticky honey roast would be perfect tonight. You are... Oh, hi. Looking to buy something? I only meant to stop by and buy a few carrots for sticky honey roast. But the owner suddenly had something to take care of, and ended up asking me to keep an eye on the stall instead. So I'm filling in for now. Hopefully he'll be back soon. Muskets aren't like crayon drawings. You can't just add something simply because you felt like it. Incremental, sensible upgrades are the only way forward. Some people are already slacking off on maintenance. The last thing we need is to throw radical modifications into the mix. We modifying muskets here? Yes, as you can see, I'm a gunsmith with 8th Company. My job is to provide technical support to the marksmen in each squad. In recent years, we've started to equip muskets on a small scale. The muskets we're using, which are produced for us by Support Company's workshop, incorporate advanced technology from both Snezhnaya and Fontaine. In terms of overall performance, they're on par with the models used by the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol and the Oprichniki. Oh my god. Oprichniki. For your run-of-the-mill monsters, they're more than enough. However, there are always knights who demand instant and overwhelming firepower. They keep hounding us to make major modifications to our tried and tested models. For example, they talk about switching from tubular magazines to box magazines. That way you don't have to insert rounds one by one. Instead, you can clip in a whole box of rounds and off you go. It does sound pretty convenient. That is correct, yes. To be clear, I'm all for improving our firearms. But modifications like this are easier said than done, as they call for a whole suite of changes. For example, you'd also need to standardize the size and manufacturing of the metal clips, move to mass production, and implement proper packaging too. It's not just about a simple design tweak. Support Company will have to handle all that too. They can badger me all they want, but I'm just a gunsmith. Loading mods aside, there's even an article from Snezhnaya which proposes the addition of a cam slot to the locking mechanism, linked to the bolt by a connecting rod, and using recoil to eject the spent casing. And then a spring built into the stock, or mounted externally, drives the bolt forward, automatically chambers the next round, and the musket continues firing. Wow, that sounds like quite the beast. I'd certainly love to have a weapon that can fire continuously in rapid succession too, especially those cutting-edge Fatui armaments they have in Nodkrai. But since those rotary barrel weapons aren't on the market yet at this time, we'll have to develop our own rapid-fire mechanisms. In fact, I did work with Herstal to create 3 prototypes and put them to the test in continuous fire experiments. With the first prototype, he's fucking yapping, we were unable to resolve the bolt's rotational unlocking issue. It kept jamming, so we had to modify the op rod. The second prototype's op rod shattered after we fired 97 rounds on it, and the rod fragments wrecked Herstal's antique teacup. In the third case, we found severe wear and tear in the prototype's chamber after firing some 240 rounds with it. The locking mechanism had failed, the stock was cracked open, and the spring was a goner too. We also faced several other thorny issues, like the weapon venting hot air directly into the firer's face, making it impossible to see. Eventually, I concluded that rapid continuous fire just isn't possible without a fundamental redesign of the weapon's basic structure. A side-linked bolt system simply isn't the answer, since the operating mechanism has to be aligned with the barrel axis to prevent uneven points of stress. I do wonder if we could use a combination of components like rollers and locking recesses to delay bolt unlocking. That might just mitigate the chamber pressure issue just enough. Oh my god, I'm never asking him anything again, what the fuck? The new explosives are much more stable now. As long as we can lower production costs and increase consistency, we'll be all good. What are you doing? Ah, it's the Honorary Knight! Hello! Investigative Team Weapons Officer Emetol reporting. My new model of explosive has completed prototype testing. Based on current evaluations, its ideal detonation velocity has reached approximately 1/5 the level of the Spark Knight's Jumpty Dumpty. Once mass-produced, its overall performance is expected to improve further. Provided, of course, that the power of Spark Knight's explosives remains within the range of my previous observations. Why is the power 1/5, but the overall performance only 1/10? Because the greater the power, the higher the cost. And mass-produced explosives have to account for price, manufacturability, and safety during transport and handling. In practice, the explosives we use are rarely composed of a single agent with the highest detonation velocity. They require desensitizers and stabilizers mixed in, which affects processing difficulty, production speed, yield, and cost efficiency, all of which factor into the final performance rating. So higher power doesn't necessarily mean higher overall performance. Every component must be carefully balanced. What a strict assessment. Well, it's not about complexity or harsh standards. Anyone who wants to defeat monsters would pursue greater destructive force, wouldn't they? According to the Grand Master, and intelligence gathered from our allies in Natlan, that Fatui Harbinger, the captain, the one who could casually destroy a ruin guard using nothing but the Spark Knight's crayon, he can throw the equivalent of 10 knights worth of carried explosives with a single swing of one hand from 200 paces away, wiping out entire swarms of monsters. Right now, it's impossible to even imagine reaching that level of destructive power. What firearms will we need to develop to... The pursuit of combat power has no end. We have to keep pushing forward. Oh my god. Why are all these people obsessed with fucking combat shit? The selection is going pretty well. Ah, it's you, Honorary Knight. We meet again. How have you been lately? Work-wise, I'm doing great. I've been recovering well and have returned to work at full strength. I've got the acting Grand Master and Captain Albedo to thank for that. Only Emetol and the knights who escorted me back then know exactly what happened to me. Most of my fellow knights don't think less of me, and I'm able to get my work done without trouble. I've also finished the outline for my book, The Knight's Guide to the Prevention and Management of Psychic Disruption, which uses my misstep as a case study. I'll do my best to complete the full manuscript as soon as possible. And what's going on in the rest of your life? Ah, thanks for asking. After my transfer here to Dornman Port, I rented out my house and moved into a new place here with Emetol. We have plenty of space in the living room for cat trees and cat toys, as well as for Dustball, the cat Emetol adopted. Thanks to the two of them, I've been in a rather good mood lately. Okay, this is the gayest thing I've ever seen. Two women move in together, happy. They have a cat. Leonore also comes by to see us every now and then. It does feel like my life is becoming more interesting. Say, if you're ever around and have the time, do drop by for some tea too. I'd love to pick your brain about possible future directions for the Knights of Favonius. Yay. Take your time to go through whatever you need, but check with your captain or the liaison officer first, then list everything clearly, one by one. How about we take a break and have a couple of drinks? Thanks for asking. I really should be the one making drinks for you. I wouldn't be doing justice to the cocktail night title you gave me otherwise. Oh, this is the girl from the event. But I can't leave right now as I'm still on duty. But once I'm done here, I'll be sure to make a delicious drink for you. I can't be asked to do all of their fucking dialogue trees, bro. Swords do make for better wives after all. Huh? Lowen totally hit the nail on the head with that joke. Muskets are such a chore to maintain in comparison. Not a fan of muskets here, are we? No, I don't mean it that way. This thing works really well. If you're a good shot, you can pick off monsters from afar without them even realizing you're there. It's just that firing it may be a blast, but keeping it in working condition is also a real pain. Even though the latest smokeless powder does cut down on the soot, you still have to run a cleaning patch through the barrel and chamber every day. One slip up with the gun oil and you've got a greasy mess all over your hands. And after every 370 rounds or so fired, you have to strip the whole thing and really clean every part. It wouldn't be such a headache if the gunsmiths from Support Company were around. The thing is, Ranged Company operates differently than the others. We usually split into smaller teams and sent to other units to boost their combat effectiveness. The gunsmiths can't follow us around all the time, and when the fighting gets intense, we have to disassemble the musket and clean it every day. What if you don't use regular rounds? You mean use elemental projectiles instead, like the Fatui skirmishes? You think too highly of us. While our muskets are indeed based on technology from Snezhnaya, Fontaine and Mondstadt, we're still missing certain core components that would allow us to match the Fatui. Want regular folks like us to make use of elemental energy? You might as well get a squirrel to operate the jukebox at the flagship. Unless we're talking some out-of-the-box solution, like packing the elemental components into a container and then chucking the whole thing. Based on my limited experience, there's not much we can do at this time. As soon as I get this month's pay, I'm going to have a meal with Emetol. Then I'm buying that limited edition portable commander's console. I really hope the price hasn't gone up again. Emetol? She's a good friend of mine from the investigative team, a first-class expert who always hooks me up with wonderful ammo. I got to know her when we were both at Support Company's clinic. When I first met her, she was covered in bandages from head to toe. She'd misjudged the safety distance for a controlled demolition and sent herself flying. And I was there after I botched the testing of high-pressure rounds for a new musket. I fired too many rounds in a single burst, the musket blew up, and a nasty fragment knocked out my front tooth. That sounds like quite the disaster. I suppose? It didn't hurt that much, though. She burst out laughing when she saw the state I was in, and I couldn't help but laugh along too. That got us chatting, and we became friends. I think we'd still be meeting up for meals every week if I hadn't been sent out with the expeditionary force. Emetol even said that she was going to get me some grenades that pack a serious punch. Nothing like those clunky launcher-dependent ones that Fontaine's Special Security and Surveillance Patrol use. These grenades fit right over the muzzle and are fired using a blank round. With this method, we get a much, much larger caliber and payload. The goal here is to be able to shatter a Mitochel's shield with a single hit. Oddly, while Emetol is an expert on ammo, she knows nothing about muskets. I just hope she doesn't end up in the clinic again from one of her tests. Have a cup of tea first. There's no need to rush this. Just take your time to hone your skills and think over the solutions. And one day it'll all come together and you'll find the inspiration you need. Work on my skills? Well, since you clearly look like you belong on a battlefield, I'd say refining your marksmanship skills is exactly the kind of practice you need. The best marksmen grow up on lead and gunpowder. Skip just one day of practice, your aim starts to slip. What do you say to a quick round? See how you're feeling today? Sure. Give me a second then. I'll get the training rounds and targets prepped. I miss? Fucking hell. Oh shit. You're almost out of time. Yay! Wow, pretty impressive. Your rhythm and accuracy are on point. Fuck. Yay! That wasn't hard. Oh wait, the regular practices probably aren't cutting it for you anymore. How about I bring in a real pro and you two can pit your skills against each other? That settles it then. I'll go get Ursula.
Rushing won't do any good. Take a break.
I'm fucking beating Ursula's ass, bro. Oh, you bitch. I think the honorary knight's marksmanship would be this formidable. Yeah, good, bruv. Nice. There. Perfect. Wait, Lowen? Is that a report you're writing? Is this a surprise? Paimon always figured you'd hate paperwork even more than Varka does. Not at all. This is simply part of a captain's responsibility, even if I'm only the vice captain for now. This report concerns the personnel arrangements for the expeditionary force upon their return. It still needs to be reviewed by Cardinal Seamus, who was in charge of administration during the expedition. By the way, if you happen to be heading back to Mondstadt, would you mind taking this with you? But isn't this file a bit too important for me to just carry back? That's precisely why I want to entrust it to you, Honorary Knight. Oh, okay. Hello, Honorary Knight. What brings you to the cathedral today? Lowen asked me to drop off a report. Lowen? Submitting a report before the deadline? Truly a marvel of our time. Let me take a look. The handwriting is quite neat, and the phrasing is very precise. Is something wrong, or is the report satisfactory? Nothing's wrong, aside from the fact that it's obvious Lowen didn't write a word of it. 10 to 1, he outsourced this to Gunther or Ursula. Still, at least he turned it in on time for once, and it looks like he actually bothered to check it himself. I won't say any more. I can only hope Grandmaster Varka and Lord Barbatos can find it in their hearts to excuse him too. Varka and Barbatos, you say? Knowing them, they'll let it slide. The fuck? May the Animo Archon bless you. What brings you to the cathedral today? You are... I'm Seamus Pegg, Seneschal of the Church of Avonius. If there's anything you need to confess, or if you need help with, I'm always here to listen. I don't think I've seen you before. That is indeed so. I was on Grandmaster Varka's expedition. Why? What use would you have on the expedition? It was only recently, as the conflict in Nodkrai drew to a close, that I was finally able to return to Mondstadt. All these years, the Church of Avonius has continued to function only through the diligence of our priests and sisters. Therefore, I intend to share as much as the load as I can from now on, so that everyone can rest more. So you are Jean and Barbara's... Yes, Jean and Deaconess Barbara are my daughters. May the Animo Archon forgive my negligence. As their father, I should have shouldered more responsibility for them. But our deaconess is always so incredibly diligent that she won't even let me help her out. And Jean, her temperament is perhaps too much like her mother's, so all I can do is pray to the Animo Archon. May his grace lighten their burdens, if only by a little. Strange, I've never seen one like that before. If I could just get a little closer to take a proper look. Who are you? Right, I'm a scholar. My research focuses on hilly shells. This is actually my first time conducting a study out in the field on my own. It would be a lot easier if my teacher were here. You have a teacher? Yes, her name is Livingstone. She's a leading scholar in hilly shell studies, and quite an impressive adventurer too. Maybe she'll be able to make sense of this. Is he talking about the hilly shell that was hanging out with the dog that I killed? What are you doing here? I'm observing the hilly shells in this area. And oh, it's a summer shell. Well, to be honest, I found a rather unusual summer shell nearby. The entire tribe here seems to revolve around it. It's technically a shaman, but its status is almost that of a king. If this really is a previously undocumented ecological structure, my findings might even surprise my teacher. Hello, good sir. Cheldrick. Ladler of Broth, okay. Destroy the stone pot to stop cooking. Oh god. Fuck. Shit. Wait, did that not do anything? Hello? Well, I'm fucked. Does that not count as geode? Oh, Jesus hell. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why that Lunar Crystallize hit didn't count as geo damage, but here we are. This is not going to work, is it? Oh wait, did it destroy it or did he absorb it? That's the question. Oh. I fear I may need to leave. Ugh, I've been so busy and I still haven't gotten around to cleaning the windmill. My wind glider skills are going to slip if this keeps up. Want to have a gliding competition? Sure, that sounds great. Ready when you are. Clean the windmill, you say? Well, normally I have to climb inside the windmill first, check the machinery for any faults, and see if any dust or grain has gotten stuck. Next I clean the blades, remove any damaged parts, repair them, and put everything back in place. That's about it for the whole process. If there's major damage to the machinery, I might have to call the mechanic for help. After that, I leap from the top of the windmill and enjoy some proper gliding practice. You seem like a traveler, right? Have you ever been to Natlan? I've heard the cliffs there are high, and there are tribes skilled in flying. I'm saving up, hoping that one day I can take a ship to Natlan and learn some of their flight techniques. Shh, listen up. The plan for tonight is... Wait, we're doing it here? Where is this place even? You didn't know, did you? This is the haunted house everyone in Millhaven talks about. They say a poor girl named Aisha slipped and fell off the cliff here. After that, she was never able to leave. Once night falls, people hear her crying around the haunted house. We're going to explore this haunted house tonight and find out, once and for all, if little Aisha's story is real. How do we explore it? Do we sneak in? Like how we snuck into Granny Martha's house last time? Max, drop the failed prank thing already, would you? If you hadn't gone bumbling around and knocked over her honey jar, we would have pulled it off for sure. We were so close to smearing the cream on her face. This time, we need a plan. A proper plan. Everybody, listen up. This time, we sneak in through the back window, then check the place, room by room, back to front. Easy, right? Maritzil, you're on lookout duty. Huh? That's alright, I guess. But if I get sleepy, can I just lie down outside for a bit? Take a nap? Oh, for goodness sake, do you even know the first thing about standing guard? Bulletin board. Welcome to Millhaven, traveller. Stranger though you may be, you are most welcome here. This is our town notice board. If there's something you'd like to share, feel free to leave a message for everyone to see. Fresh flowers just arrived. If you're looking to brighten your day, come visit Fragrant Whispers and take a look. Added by Lillian for Miss Elodia. To help your flowers last longer in a vase, start by trimming the stems at an angle. Also, remove the leaves near the bottom, so they don't sit in the water and rot. Most flowers prefer clean water at room temperature. Fontaines for maritime flowers and Lumideus bells like it a bit colder though, so adding a few ice cubes can help. Change the water daily, and the flowers should last roughly twice as long. Lillian. Looking for a missing young male. Has blonde hair, wears exotic clothes. Any information/assistance greatly welcomed. Please report to Outrider Amber with any information you may have. Many thanks. The world holds countless fragrances, yet we believe every blossom's scent waits for the one person meant to find it, just as every beautiful memory belongs to the one who lived it. Welcome to Scents and Senses, where a fragrance meant just for you awaits. Why is it so hard for me to keep pluie lotuses alive? Pluie lotuses are generally quite easy to look after. Mondstadt may be a little drier than Fontaine, but the temperature and humidity here are still perfectly comfortable for most flowers. If I had to guess, it might be a ventilation problem. After watering, if the extra moisture stays trapped for too long instead of being carried away by the wind, the plant may struggle to grow properly. But I can't say for sure without seeing it. If you don't mind, bring the plant by and I'll take a closer look. Wait, they need watering? Oh my god. You know what? Don't bother coming. Seeking, Vera's Melancholy, the final chapter. Willing to pay a fair price. Thank you. Interesting. Forget it. I've been searching for it for years too. No one knows if the author's alive or dead. Chances are they're dead. If you really want the ending, you'll have to find someone to finish it. In that case, how about you write Vera's Melancholy the final chapter? Thanks in advance. Oh, is that your fragrance? What are you working on? I'm trying to grow flowers with different scents, so I can make a range of fragrances. Like this one, Miss Mary. You can craft a top note from it that's as fresh as a light rain, while Lady Gildan over there serves as a grounding, full-bodied middle note. But then, what should the base note be? About fragrances. I've got a good nose. You're wearing one of Miss Annick's fragrances, aren't you? The notes are rich and well layered, with clear transitions. The whole scent comes together so perfectly. It feels like the winter sun at midday. Bright, but gentle. Thank you. This fragrance of yours, it's given me a fresh wave of inspiration. What's that pleasant aroma? Huh? It's perfume, isn't it? What are you doing here? I'm listening to the sound of wind and the voices of the people. With so many merchants and sailors coming and going, it's natural for them to bring more than just goods, but also secrets and sins buried deep within their hearts. Lending an ear to their confessions and soothing their souls, that is the duty of the Church of Favonius. I don't see a church around here. Of course, this is Dornman Port after all. Long before the Animo Archon toppled the rule of the Tower's tyrant, this land was already a fief of the Gunhilda clan, and it was here that they established Mondstadt's very first sacred sanctuary. But during the dark age of the old aristocracy, the church gradually devolved into a mere puppet of the aristocracy. To signal a total break from the increasingly tyrannical Immunlauca clan, the Gunhildas of the time seized the bishop sent from Mondstadt, hurled him from the window of the sanctuary's high tower, and subsequently tore it down. To the Church of Favonius, the Gunhildas' actions were the true act of piety, a refusal to coexist with those who commit evil in the name of faith. That's why the sanctuary was never rebuilt ever since, and why this place remains roofless to this very day. So the Dornman Port belongs to the Gunhilda clan? No. After Vanessa's uprising, the Gunhilda clan led a push to abolish all hereditary noble fiefdoms, returning both the land and their freedom to the people of Mondstadt. Look at the present day. The once mighty Immunlauka clan has seen its bloodline vanish, and their accomplices have long since lost their former prominence. Time eventually erodes all mighty powers with no partiality, and only the wind continues to blow as it always has. This is also a blessing from Lord Barbatos about fragrances. Your fragrance is quite distinctive. Fresh, but not overly sweet. Like the breeze that drifts across Starsnatch Cliff in early spring. Many people wear perfume before coming to confession. Much like prayer, confession is a solemn sacrament. And as Millhaven nearby happens to produce so many fragrances, it's only natural. But yours feels gentler. There's something about it that settles the heart. If a fragrance like this lingered here while they listened to confessions, perhaps those who come weighed down with sorrow might find their spirits loosening, if only a little. Send the fragrance forth. Oh, thank you for your kindness. But as a sister of the Church of Avonius, I cannot accept such gifts. For me, it is enough to breathe in a trace of this fragrance as it rides upon the sea wind. Beautiful things belong to the wind, not to any one person. That is the way of those who walk in faith. Even so, your kindness, warm as the southern breeze, has reached me. Please accept this book as a small return gift. May the Animo Archon watch over you, and may the road ahead be filled, like this fragrance, with virtue, freedom, and compassion. Oh, it's the same as in transport. Safety first. Is there anything unsafe around here? Dornman Port is safe, of course. I'm just worrying about my daughter, Irmgard. I'm embarrassed to admit it, but I can't believe my daughter, the heir of the Dormanshaven family, has recently been swept off her feet by a smooth-talking brat. Look, don't take me for some rigid traditionalist. As a cadet branch of the Gunhilda family, our family is built upon the motto of sail toward freedom. I fully support the idea of young people following their hearts. That said, the boy is a sailor. What's wrong with being a sailor? Well, nothing. It's just that over the past few years, there's been a young sailor who's been drifting from Yelong Wharf to Port Belovedi, toying with girls' hearts in every single port of call. I can't recall the scoundrel's name, but think about it. Could an ordinary sailor possibly have stolen my daughter's heart so? For the sake of Irmgard's happiness, I have to keep a close eye on the company she keeps. Good, this month's accounts are all accounted for. What are you working on? Oh, I'm just going over the family business ledgers. Trade in Dornman Port is pretty intricate. If I don't keep a close eye on things, those cunning merchants will always find a way to play tricks. Fools. Even the tyrants of Immunlauka couldn't pull one over on us. If they think they can get the better of Dormanshaven family, they've got another thing coming. Before Anselm comes back, this place could do with a good tidying up. What are you doing? This is a battle too. The battle of cleaning. Since the expedition team switched to a rotation schedule, that rascal man of mine finally gets to come home more often. It might only be a quick visit, but I can't let him walk into a messy house. If he spots dust on the windowsill, he'll probably start nagging me like he's drilling new recruits at camp. And if he dares lecture me, I'll make him sleep on the floor. I miss Wanmin Restaurant's grilled tiger fish. Wanmin Restaurant? You look like a traveller. Have you ever been to Wanmin Restaurant? I've really been longing for the flavours of home lately. Sadly, I can't make it back right now. How come you can't go back? I don't usually talk about this, but I'm a tea merchant from Liua. Most of my business runs by sea. Who could have guessed? A while back, I got caught in a storm at sea and lost most of my cargo. By the time I reached Dornman Port, I couldn't even cover my costs. I couldn't bring myself to go home like that, so I stayed on and tried to start a different business in these parts. I figured that I'd at least earn back what I lost. It's just that... But enough of that. It's just useless grumbling. I guess I'm really just hungry for grilled tiger fish. I'm sorry you had to hear all that nonsense. What? It's just that what? Oh my, that fragrance. It reminds me of an old friend. Come, don't stand so far away. Sit down and have a cup of hot tea. And you are? I'm just an ordinary restaurant owner. Nothing special. Anyway, would you like to try some of our chef's cooking? Since you're in Dornman Port, you really should try out the local specialties. And who's that old friend, if I may ask? I suppose you could call her a friend. It was a long time ago. Back then, I was still young, doing some less than honourable business in Nodkrai. I was the leader of a group of desperate souls, you might say. We had a good run for a few years, until I crossed paths with a treasure hoarder named Katya. Oh! She used to be a treasure hoarder? Interesting. She was about my age, claiming to put an end to my evil deeds out of nothing but hot-blooded passion. She beat me 7 or 8 times, but never once took my life. She told me that living outside the law couldn't last forever. If I stayed on this path, sooner or later, someone would take my life. If not her, then someone else. She was right. So I gave all my wealth to the kids in the conch gang and set out for an adventure at sea. The rest of the story is nothing to speak of. I wonder if that woman is even still alive. That perfume of yours certainly brought back memories of her. Send the fragrance forth. Well, I won't turn that down. Thank you, generous guest. Now this scent, crisp and bright, with a bit of stubborn bite to it, just like that girl. Still, I can't very well accept your gift and leave it at that. I'm only a simple restaurant owner, so it's nothing rare, but please take it. Oh. Excuse me, is that Pluie Lotus you're wearing? Pluie Lotus? Ah, well, my assignment away from home is almost over, and our wedding anniversary is coming up. But I still haven't chosen a gift for my wife. She's from Fontaine, so I thought perhaps something related to Fontaine would suit her. I remember a Fontaine playwright named Coppelius once said, "Scent is the instinct of memory, while fragrance is the music of love." The scent you're wearing? I think I finally know what to choose. Thank you very much. This delicate fragrance, I imagined that she would smile ever so genuinely, ever so beautifully, if this fragrance could reach her. Please, take this as a token of my gratitude. This is my wife's favourite collection of Fontainian love poetry. I specifically brought an extra copy of it. May poetry and fragrant scents bring you wondrous adventure. Yay.